Hi there, Virgo. I'm EllaAradia, and welcome to your January 2026 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Virgo Earth signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading, so it's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you. What I do find, though, is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Virgo signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoyed this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then get notified when the next videos are up. So Virgo, let's jump in. I always like to tune into the energies first before I start pulling cards. Well, we already have the Ten of Swords as your overall energies, which ties in a little bit with what I'm feeling, because I am sensing some kind of reset moment for many of you, which also implies, some kind of major change that you might be going through, you may have just come out of. And I feel like there's a little bit of uncertainty for some of you around what direction you're going in. Like, there seems to be a little bit of a lack of clarity as to, what is next for me. And the Ten of Swords indicates some kind of major ending of something in your life. Very often, the ending of a difficult time, a difficult chapter of your life. Quite often, this can be something that, you may not have seen coming. It's a betrayal. But it is something, that definitely feels like it has come to a completion, because this card is really the energies of, something that is absolutely done and it's absolutely completed, but very often carries with it perhaps these feelings of betrayal or being kind of stabbed in the back, or some kind of, difficult, perhaps emotionally difficult ending for you. What lies in your recent past? We have the Seven of Wands. I'm already feeling these energies of, someone who didn't step up for you. Someone who was showing up, in a very guarded way. Someone who, perhaps wasn't reciprocating, the same as what you were putting into this connection. And of course, this can relate to career as well. Like at the beginning, like I said, there's a shared theme that runs through the collective. And, this can show up in career. It can show up in a family connection or a friendship or love. But the theme is always the same. Dealing with someone or something, that you were perhaps investing more in, wanting more of a commitment from, and it wasn't something that was given to you by them. With your current energies, we have the Hermit. This is exactly the energy that I'm feeling, because I do feel like you're at some kind of moment of a reset here, where the way forward isn't really clear yet. I do feel like a real kind of lack of direction, not really seeing clearly, where the path is leading. And that's what these energies of the Hermit are all about. The lantern that the figure is carrying, it lights the way forward. You know, that represents your inner light, your inner wisdom. And, you know, it lights the way forward, but only a little way in front of you. You know, it's one of those things that as you move forward, I feel the path is going to unfold for you. But at this time, you know, there is a calling from the universe with these hermit energies to go within. It's all about going within, connecting to your inner wisdom, to what your heart truly wants, and using that to guide your next steps forward. Because really, when the way forward is unclear, all we have is really the guidance of our heart and our inner wisdom to, you know, to follow. And, you know, the energies of the hermit are somebody that has had a lot of life experience, and there's been a lot of lessons learnt. There's been a lot of wisdom that's been taken from those experiences. And that is what you're being called on to use moving forwards here. Your feelings towards your situation, the King of Pentacles. For some of you, this is the person you have been dealing with. For others, it may represent the potential that you saw. You know, whether that's career or a connection, you know, because this is all about, you know, building for the long term. But usually, you know, being a court card, it represents a person in your life. So for some of you, this may be someone you've been dealing with. Let's just look at the challenge here. So the challenge is the Four of Swords. I just feel like, you know, you've been dealing with someone here who may be very goal orientated. It may be someone that is, you know, really working towards their career to create the kind of financially secure life that they really want. And to me, it feels like this is someone, you know, where that really was their main focus. And it feels a little bit to me that maybe the timing wasn't quite right here. Because with the Four of Swords, again, I just feel this kind of closed off, guarded, you know, shut down energy from this person. You know, very often, you know, as a challenge, you know, this is the no contact card. So some of you may be in some kind of, you know, moment of separation. You may be in no contact here. I mean, the other way I could read that too, that the challenge might be about you taking a step back. This might be something that for some of you has been a little bit difficult to let go of. And the challenge is, you know, taking a step back and taking your energy back, allowing yourself to heal, to rejuvenate, because we've got two energies here really, which are, you know, a big calling to, you know, go within and connect to your inner wisdom, connect to your true feelings, connect to what your heart's saying in this situation. Now, for some of you, this isn't going to resonate for all of you. It's not usually a player card, the King of Pentacles, but I'm picking up these energies that you may have been dealing with someone who, you know, may have had a little bit of that player energy. You may have been on different pages somehow. You were ready for something long term. They weren't quite there yet. They weren't quite ready to maybe let go of their independence. And it may be someone, because I am seeing that, you know, that was entertaining perhaps other connections, even if it was just, you know, flirtations or chats or something like that. I just get the sense of, you being in two different places here. And this may be, you know, what this energy of the Ten of Swords is, this energy of a sense of betrayal here. So with your hidden influence, we have the Ace of Wands, a new beginning, following your heart. This is what the universe is asking you to do right now, to follow what inspires you, follow your heart in this situation. You know, you don't have to know the destination just yet. You know, things will unfold as you move forwards. And it is about following your heart on this one. You know, this is an energy of taking an action, taking some kind of inspired action moving forwards. With your advice from the universe, the Six of Wands, this is a card of success, recognition, acknowledgement. And this might be about you just acknowledging, you know, what you really need from a partner, what your true needs are, and staying true to that, you know, and really embodying whatever those soul lessons are of perhaps, you know, worth and value. Because I do feel like this has been a little bit of a tough time with some tough soul lessons. You know, it's really challenging to, you know, deal with someone who, you know, isn't opening up, isn't showing up in the way that you need them to, isn't giving you that commitment, even though you might see the potential that's there. You know, it's so important to kind of be in the reality as well. And I do feel there's been a lot of emotional challenges. There's been a lot of healing. I feel like you're still in that process. But it is a moment for a reset. And it is a moment for listening to your heart, taking some kind of inspired action here, and also taking a moment to really look at how far you've come, how much you've learned, how much you've grown, because it's all about, you know, growing from the experiences that we have. And for those of you that this relates to career, it may be that, you know, something fell through. You know, there may have been a betrayal involved, or a sense of a betrayal. You may have been promised something that in the end you weren't given. But there may be also something about that that wasn't healthy in some way. And so really, ultimately, you know, the universe is wanting more for you. And, you know, it does feel to me like a diversion with an opportunity of, you know, a major reset, you know, looking at your priorities, getting your priorities in order, and, you know, what is important to you? What do you want from your life? What do you want from a partner in love? And, you know, making sure, having the courage to kind of move forwards and stand strong in that is what I'm feeling here. And just trusting what has folded, what has completed, and really just trusting that there is a higher purpose to this, Virgo. In the outcome, we have the King of Swords. This is an energy, I feel, what I was absolutely just talking about then, about seeing the whole picture here, looking at, you know, all the facts of a situation, because the King of Swords is an energy that, you know, doesn't make decisions, you know, based on their emotion. They look at the facts of a situation. They look at the information and they make their choices, you know, much more through the intellect. So it is about leading with wisdom, you know, moving forwards with wisdom, but also with that energy of inspiration of the Ace of Wands. And what lies under that is the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords. And This is often, you know, what we call the sword of truth, and it's an energy that comes in to slice through any illusions, to bring the truth of something. It's all about seeing things from a fresh new perspective, moving forwards, seeing the whole picture and not letting illusions cloud that. Very often these, you know, light bulb moments where, you know, we kind of get these downloads of inspiration. So there's a lot of inspirational energy here. And I do feel if you can, you know, take this opportunity, get your priorities in order, and, you know, really stand true to what you really want from your life moving forwards, because this is an opportunity for a major reset for you. So I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, and I wish you a great month ahead.